And we're back with part 2 of Beethoven Pathetique Sonata number 8, second movement in A flat major. This is so beautiful. So we're at bar 29, and this is where the main theme picks up again. So slightly different from the beginning. This is the same thing as the beginning. So we don't need to do this, it's exactly the same. So we go to So again, this is something that's really funny. In the other edition it said piano, in this one it's pianissimo. So it, these sort of things, they just make a difference. This is pianissimo. It's a kind of, he doesn't write sotto voce, but so we still have that singing voice on top, but this is not loud. So you have to practice doing this as light as you can. And how do we connect this? So again, if you have a silence in the left hand, it's very important to lift the pedal here so that this E is by itself. Very, 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 very important little detail. And we go. Now we have this funny triplets in the left hand with, some of them have staccatos, but they have the lines at the same time, which can be kind of confusing. Is it legato? Is it staccato? It's kind of neither. A lot of times it's legato, it's just that the notes are a bit, we have to stick them out. So they have, each one is important. I'm doing this kind of staccato-ish, slightly non-legato, but it still has a direction. It's not just, it still has this direction. This is, again, the same thing as, it's always a, when you have an appoggiatura, you have to do the one that's dissonant and on the beat louder and then resolve it. That's very important. That's maybe the easiest thing to learn, and it's applicable everywhere. So everywhere that you have this. So again, let's take this from 39. Another little detail, left hand off. So you have only an eighth note here. So none of this, it's not the same. It seems like such a minor detail, but these little things is what will make you find that when you listen to a recording, you say, man, it sounds so nice in the recording. How come it doesn't sound like that when I play it? Left hand off. This is so beautiful. So try to do, again, no crescendo, very little. You need to have this. Now he writes crescendo. Now, if you've been successful at not doing any forte in the whole piece before this point, that's going to make an impression because it's something we haven't heard before. And what we have here is sforzandos, and in Beethoven, when you have a sforzando, there's a crescendo written here anyway, but when you have this in Beethoven, even if there's no crescendo, it always implies a crescendo. So if you have 2 or more sforzandos, let's say you have 3, 4 sforzandos, each one should be louder than the next. So now crescendo, not too much the first time. Now I have none written on this one, strangely. So we want to get these staccatos. So you have to pedal in such a way that you don't have this. We don't want this. We want And so we have a forte piano. So this means and decrescendo back to pianissimo. So here, this was a mistake I did by holding the A off. C flat. No crescendo yet. So it's important not to crescendo before it's written. It's funny. I remember playing this when I was, I don't know, like 10 years old, and I would do. But that's not what it is at all. So it's pianissimo. And now we have crescendo. And back to piano. So again, it's another of these times where he does this crescendo and then piano. So we have. So this can be a little complicated. But we have to find a way to do it. There's just too much to talk about here, and I don't want to rush through it. So we're going to go to part three. Part three.